Okay, so one of the big things when you're studying science is writing science essays. In SACE, you're required to reference using the Harvard reference scheme. So in Harvard, for every idea that you use, every main idea, you have to quote where you got it from or cite a reference. So how this works is you have to list the author and the date for every piece of text that you use. So it's called the author date scheme. If you don't want to call it Harvard, you can call it author date. The formatting's pretty simple, pretty clear. You have to use the author's last name and then a comma and then the date in brackets, the year, and the full stop goes at the end of the brackets. For the reference list, and you must use a reference list, it's not a bibliography, there is a difference. In your reference list, you must include the author's name, his leading initial or her leading initial, the date that the book was published, if it's a book, the name of the publisher of the book, the title of the book, and where that publisher is based. You can also do this if you have a text with multiple authors using a very similar approach. So you write your text, your ideas that are inspired by this text that you've just read, this book that you've just read or whatever. You state the author's name in brackets in the order that they're given in the text, and then you state the year it was published, and in your reference list you include exactly the same information as before: the names of the two authors with leading initials, the date of publication, the title of the book in italics, and the name and location of the publisher. Another common type of text you might use is a TV show or a piece of online video. If you can get the TV show online, find it on ABC iView or something like that, that's easier than trying to cite from a live viewing. If you try and cite it from the first airing of a TV show, you have to list the date that it aired, which might not be the date that you accessed it, so you have to, it's complicated. It's better for online video. So for online video, like in this example, the first episode of Doctor Who, with an imaginary URL as a source, you again list in this case, the title of the series, not of the individual episode, but of the series, and then a comma, and then the date that it was published, not in italics. The title goes in italics, the date does not. And then in the reference list, you include just the title of the show, the series, the date that it was first aired, the name of the episode if you know it, again be precise, so 23rd of November of 1963, and then when it was accessed, so in my case it was accessed today, the 26th of April, and then you give the URL. Mine's not a real website, don't bother trying to go to it, it's not a real website. And the last sort of example that I'll give is one where we're quoting a website article. So mine's from news.com.au, but something like an online newspaper or something like that. Try and use reputable sources. We'll have a separate discussion video thing about reputable sources, but so in this case it's from news.com.au. Again, author date in text, so bracket, author, comma, date, and bracket, full stop. The full stop has to go outside of the brackets. And in the reference list, same deal, author, leading initial, date, title of the piece, and then the date that you accessed it, so the date that you read the website, and then the URL of the website. So you can see in my example, it's got a stupidly long URL, but you can see that the piece was published in 2013, I accessed it in 2015, and for online resources you have to state the date that you accessed them because it's a dynamic place and it changes all the time.